Dr. Schmainda, let me just clarify, because I think a question was asked you before, do you oppose fetal tissue research? But your summary says that you believe that we should prohibit research using fetal tissue from induced abortion. Is that the correct summary?
Correct.
Okay, because we're frequently, we're painting with a broad brush that, somehow we all oppose fetal, this life-saving fetal tissue. We're talking specifically about induced abortions.
Absolutely.
So and now you have done medical research for 25 years, and although your qualification has been questioned to sit on this panel, since this panel is bioethical issues, I take it you have filled out IRB consents before?
Yes, all the time.
Okay. And the purpose is to ethically protect patients, right?
Correct.
So I'm going to ask Exhibit A3 to be put up again, which is the donation form that we ask, that comes from a clinic where this fetal tissue is obtained. And I will tell you that and I'm sure when you have obtained consent for research, you are careful not to overpromise, because that, of course, would induce a patient to accept or consent to research. So I'm going to read the first line. It says from this: research using the blood from pregnant women and tissue that has been aborted has been used to treat and find a cure for diseases as diabetes, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, cancer, and AIDS. And I'm going to ask Dr. Goldstein in a second, we really have found a cure using fetal tissue for diabetes, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, cancer, and AIDS? Because that's exactly what this form says. And if I had made this promise to a patient I was obtaining consent for, my IRB would never allow me to say that what we're doing has found a cure. Is that what your IRBs would do?
Absolutely, yes.
That's what I thought. Let me just keep going, because I have limited time, and I do want to ask Dr. Goldstein a few questions, because I personally am not, Dr. Goldstein, look, thank you for your willingness over 40 years to look into these diseases that affect human beings. No question about it. I was medical research, you're medical. Again, I'm not going to relitigate use of fetal tissue, because I think we have a broad agreement that fetal tissue ethically obtained is absolutely appropriate. First of all, you have suggested that anything that slows this process down is a bad thing. You kind of suggested that. You have an IRB. How long does it take your IRB to approve normally? Mine took months. Oh, I know exactly why you're late.
Yes,
it can take months or even a year, can't it?
That's right. And,
okay.
And
so
if I might chip in
here. No,
here.
you can't. I've got to keep going, because I have a bunch of questions, and I appreciate that. You're totally honest about that. So we have already made the decision that it's all right to slow down life-saving research when it involves humans for ethical reasons, because we have a national policy that you have to have an IRB, which we know slows down life-saving research. So the question is not whether it's all right to slow it down. It's whether it's ethical, to assure ethics. In an article in Nature magazine in December, I'm sure you've said this, regarding aborted fetus, you says, quote, "We are not happy about how the material became available, but we would not be willing to see it wasted and just thrown away." And I'm just going to concentrate on the quote, "We're not happy about how the material became available." Why? Why are you not happy about how that material became available? Is that an accurate quote? I mean, believe me, I know sometimes the press misquotes us.
It's an absolutely accurate quote, and I think probably the best way to think about it is I don't seek out controversy. Okay. I'd be happier if my research just happened in a quiet back room and I could get on with the business of looking for therapies.
And that's every researcher I've known in medicine has felt the same way, so I absolutely understand that opinion. I've got to tell you, and again, you've been brutally honest with us, and I thank you for your honesty. It's been suggested that it's immoral for these tissues to be discarded. Literally, I mean, we can replay the transcript, that it's immoral. Do you agree that if one of these patients doesn't sign this form and that the tissue is discarded, that woman is making an immoral decision?
May I answer?
Absolutely.
It is up to the patient to make that decision.
But is it immoral if the woman chooses not to make the donation?
No, it is not immoral.
Thank you very, very much for that honesty. And I'm just going to ask Dr. Lee, because you're a bioethicist, is that form ethical, where you tell a patient that diabetes, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, cancer, and AIDS, that this tissue has been used to find a cure? Past tense. It's not we're going to use it to attempt to find a cure. It's been used to find a cure. English has a very specific meaning. Is that unethical to ask this woman at a time when she's making a difficult decision to say that this tissue has been used to cure diseases when it hasn't?
No, no. In order to make a fully informed consent, you have to be given accurate information.
Thank you very much. I yield back.